The history of aviation is riddled with tragedies, some of which remain shrouded in mystery to this day. In this conversation, we've delved into some of the most haunting and perplexing cases of plane accidents and disappearances, from the eerie circumstances surrounding the Helios Airways Flight 552 to the enigmatic disappearance of the Lockheed Constellation in 1962. These stories serve as a reminder of the unforgiving nature of the skies and the fragility of human life. In this video, we're going to look at some of the most mysterious plane crashes ever, so make sure to watch till the end. Number 1. Air France Flight 447. Air France Flight 447 was an Airbus A330-200 that disappeared on June 1, 2009, while flying from Rio de Janeiro to Paris. The flight had 216 passengers and 12 crew members on board. The aircraft disappeared over the Atlantic Ocean, and the search for the wreckage was one of the most extensive and expensive in aviation history. The flight was operated by Air France, one of the world's largest airlines. The flight took off from Rio de Janeiro with the intention of landing in Paris. The flight was uneventful until it crossed the equator into the Atlantic Ocean. The aircraft then encountered severe weather conditions and turbulence. The crew tried to fly around the turbulence, but the plane stalled and crashed into the ocean. The initial search and rescue operations yielded no results. The search area was vast, and the wreckage was located on the ocean floor at a depth of over 12,000 feet. The search operation was challenging, and it took over 2 years to locate the wreckage. The wreckage was eventually found by a deep-sea exploration team in April 2011. The investigation into the accident revealed that the cause of the crash was due to a combination of factors. The first factor was the malfunctioning of the pitot tubes, which are essential components that measured airspeed. The pitot tubes were found to be clogged with ice, which resulted in erroneous airspeed readings. This caused the autopilot system to disengage, and the flight crew struggled to control the aircraft manually. The second factor was the miscommunication and confusion among the flight crew. The crew was unable to recognize that the aircraft was in a stall, and they made inappropriate control inputs that worsened the situation. The aircraft eventually crashed into the ocean, killing all on board. The vanishing of Air France Flight 447 shocked the aviation world and led to the significant changes in the aviation industry. The investigation revealed that there were significant gaps in pilot training, aircraft maintenance, and air traffic control procedures. The industry responded by making changes to pilot training, aircraft design, and air traffic control procedures. The disappearance of Air France Flight 447 was a significant tragedy that led to important changes in the aviation industry. The accident highlighted the importance of proper maintenance, crew training, and communication. It also showed that even with the most advanced technology, air travel remains a complex and challenging endeavor that requires constant vigilance and improvement. Number 2. Egypt Flight 990. Egypt Flight 990 is a tragedy that remains shrouded in mystery and speculation. On October 31, 1999, the flight departed from Los Angeles en route to Cairo, but never reached its destination. Instead, it crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, killing all 217 passengers and crew members on board. The Egyptian Civil Aviation Authority attributed the crash to mechanical failure, but the United States National Transportation Safety Board had a different theory. They claimed that the pilot, Gamil al-Battuti, deliberately crashed the plane as an act of suicide. They based this conclusion on the fact that al-Battuti was heard saying, "I rely on God," repeatedly in the cockpit before the crash. This statement is often interpreted as an indication of intent to commit suicide. However, this theory is not universally accepted, and many questions remain unanswered. Some conspiracy theorists believe that the CIA, Egyptian extremists, or Mossad were involved in the crash. There are also questions about the validity of the evidence used to support the suicide theory. The crash of Egypt Flight 990 is mysterious for many reasons. For one, it is rare for commercial airlines to intentionally crash their planes. Additionally, the circumstances surrounding the crash remain unclear. The lack of a definitive explanation for the crash has led to continued speculation and uncertainty. Despite the extensive investigation into the crash, there's no consensus on what happened to Egypt Flight 990. Theories and speculation abound, but no clear answers have emerged. The families and loved ones of those who perished on the flight are left with few answers and little closure. The mystery of Egypt Flight 990 underscores the inherent risks of air travel and the importance of continued efforts to improve airline safety. It also serves as a reminder that even with the most advanced technology and the most skilled pilots, accidents can still happen and tragedy can strike without warning. Number 3. Flying Tiger Line Flight 739. On March 16, 1962, a Lockheed Constellation aircraft took off from Guam with 96 soldiers and 11 crew members on board. However, the plane disappeared without a trace, leaving no evidence of its whereabouts. The incident sparked one of the most extensive search and rescue missions ever conducted in the Pacific, but unfortunately, no trace of the aircraft was ever found. The Flying Tiger Line, the military contractor that operated the flight, speculated that the aircraft might have been hijacked or sabotaged, but there was no concrete evidence to support their claims. This led to widespread speculation about the fate of the plane and its passengers. Despite the lack of official information, sailors aboard a Liberian tanker reported seeing a fireball splash into the sea. This sighting suggested that the aircraft may have exploded mid-air, but again, there was no official confirmation of the incident. The disappearance of the Lockheed Constellation remains a mystery to this day. It's one of the most perplexing and haunting aviation incidents of all time. The incident left behind many unanswered questions and speculation, and has become a subject of fascination for aviation enthusiasts, conspiracy theorists, and historians alike. The Lockheed Constellation was a popular military transport plane that was widely used during the 1950s and early 1960s. The incident had a lasting impact on the families of the passengers and crew members who never received closure about their loved ones' fate. It also led to increased efforts to improve aviation safety and security measures worldwide, with the aim of preventing similar incidents from occurring in the future. Number 4. British South American Airways. The story of British South American Airways Star Tiger and Helios Airways Flight 522 are shrouded in mystery and darkness. These tragedies remain haunting to this day, leaving behind many unanswered questions and unsettling speculations. In 1948, the Star Tiger was en route to complete its final lap from London to Bermuda when it vanished without a trace. The plane had experienced issues with its heater and compass, but the engineers failed to address them before takeoff. To stay warm, the plane flew extremely low at 2,000 feet, leaving no room for error should any problems arise. The low altitude resulted in increased fuel consumption, and when the plane reached its final destination, it landed safely. But Star Tiger did not follow. The ground control team searched tirelessly for all 25 passengers and 6 crew members, but they were never found. The plane vanished into thin air, leaving behind a dark and eerie mystery. In 2005, Helios Airways Flight 522 deviated off course on a short flight from Cyprus to Greece. Despite multiple radio transmissions, the crew ignored them all. After 19 failed attempts to contact the passenger jet, 2 F-16s were sent to bring the plane to safety. As the fighter planes flew beside it, they noticed the captain's chair was empty, while his assistant lay motionless and an oxygen tank dangled from the ceiling. It was later discovered that all 117 passengers on board had suffocated, and the autopilot was still engaged for hours after they'd passed away. The plane ultimately crashed into a hillside in Greece, leaving behind a chilling and perplexing tragedy. These events are inexplicable, and there's no clear answer as to what happened. Some suggest that the cause of these tragedies was human error or mechanical failure, while others speculate more sinister causes. There are rumors of supernatural occurrences, haunted planes, or even malevolent entities that may have played a role in these mysterious events. The disappearances of Star Tiger and the crash of Helios Airways Flight 522 serve as a haunting reminder of the fragility of human life and the enigmatic nature of aviation accidents. These tragedies continue to fascinate and disturb aviation enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists alike, leaving many wondering about the dark secrets of hidden forces at play. We'll see you in the next one.